Education in the Czech Republic is free and compulsory from ages 6 to 15. In 1996, the gross primary enrollment rate was 104%, and in 1995, the net primary enrollment rate was 86.9%. Primary school attendance rates were unavailable for the Czech Republic as of 2001. While enrollment rates indicate a level of commitment to education, they do not always reflect children's participation in school. Ethnic Roma children attend school less regularly and attend special schools for mentally disabled or socially maladjusted individuals. The Czech school system has 4 degrees: preschools, primary, professional secondary schools, grammar schools, vocational schools and courses. Universities. Education in the Czech Republic is free, but there are some exceptions like preschools which are paid by parents, though only the last year before entering elementary school is free. There is also a long-standing talk about paying fees for attending university. However, as education is free, parents only pay for textbooks, basic equipment and food if their child eats in a school cafeteria. The state pays health insurance for students up to 26 years of age. Primary schools. The primary school consists of 9 grades which are divided to 2 substages. First stage. The first stage contains first 5 years of education. Children are taught by only one teacher for all subjects. The subjects taught at this stage are Czech, first foreign language, mathematics, computer science, basics of history and geography, basics of sciences, arts, music, physical education and handworks. The first stage school is usually in every town and village. In small villages with a low number of pupils, several grades can be taught in one class. Elementary and practical schools. Predecessor of this type of schools were special schools. These schools were given over to children with hard mental handicap who were not able to follow education in elementary schools. The subject matters were restricted. In consequence, special schools leavers could not continue on all types of secondary education schools. To be able to be accepted to this school, a reference of a psychologist of pedagogy and parents' agreement were required. However, many children of Romani ethnicity studied these schools. Even though they had an average IQ, the lack of tested abilities were caused by their social background rather than by their mental abilities. It was criticized by European Court of Human Rights. Elementary and practical schools are, as the special schools, given over to children with hard mental handicap and still has restricted subject matters. The problem of high number of Romani ethnicity pupils continues. On the contrary, integrated education, education of handicapped children in ordinary schools, is more and more common in the Czech Republic. Secondary education. After obligatory elementary schools, pupils can continue on to higher type of schools that vary in number of years, in type of qualification and in possibility of university studies. Practical schools are continuation of elementary and practical schools. They offer 1 or 2 years course. The education is mainly practical oriented and its aim is to teach students to be self-sufficient and to give them abilities for some easier auxiliary works. 2 years vocational course offer qualification without vocational certificate. Vocational course lasts 2 or 3 years. In the end, student must take qualification exam and obtains vocational certificate. These courses are divided into 2 subtypes. Easier courses. Graduates can work only in qualified auxiliary professions and cannot be self-employed. The other one S graduates have a higher qualification and can be self-employed. Vocational school with maturity lasts 4 years. In the end, student must take qualification exam and take maturity exam. To be graduate, student must succeed in both exams. As they have taken maturity exam, graduates can continue their studies on university. Professional high school lasts 4 years and students must take maturity exam. There is a huge variety of offered branches, mainly industrially oriented, but also oriented in agriculture, health service, IT or economy. Lyceum, or generally professional high school, prepares student for university studies. The subject matters are more general than in professional high schools, and out-of-profession subjects are taught wider than non-professional high schools. Technical Lyceum, Economical Lyceum, Pedagogical Lyceum, Medical Lyceum, Scientific Lyceum, and Military Lyceum are offered. Grammar schools are partly continuation of 8 and 6 years grammar schools and partly 4 years grammar schools for elementary schools leavers. 4 years grammar schools are generally or physical education oriented, but the generally oriented schools can decide for a specialization. The subjects are the same as in elementary schools, but are obligatory only in grade 10 and 11. The schools can decide these subjects to be obligatory also in 2 last years, or the students to have more elective subjects than legally required. Minimum. Grammar school graduates have no qualification. The aim of this type of school is a preparation for university studies. Maturita exam. Maturita exam is ending exam on 4-year secondary schools and is a requirement for university studies. Maturita exams from all schools are equal and mean possibility to study in all types of universities. Subjects of exam: Czech language and world literature contains 3 sub-exams. A. Test of reading abilities and grammar. B. Writing. C. Oral exam from literature. Student must analyze one of books he has chosen for his exam. Student must decide for 20 books after consultation with his literature teacher. He must also follow the requirement for this list. Second subject is to be chosen from foreign language or mathematics. These 2 exams are organized by Ministry of Education by unified tests. In addition to that, student must take 2 or 3 exams according to his qualification. Every school decides which exams are obligatory, if they are written, oral or combined, and organizes them. List of Czech Republic school laws. Law No. 561 2004 about preschool, primary, high school, colleges and other education. The school law, in wording of laws No. 383 2005, No. 112 2006, No. 158 2006, No. 161 2006, No. 165 2006, No. 179 2006 and No. 342 2006, VZ Neni Zakonu C. 383 2005 SB, 112 2006 SB, 158 2006 SB, 161 2006 SB, 165 2006 SB, 179 2006 SB, AC 342 2006 SB, Law No. 562 2004, Law No. 563 2004, Law No. 306 1999, Law No. 109 2002. Universities. Higher education in the Czech Republic consists of public, state and private universities. Study at public universities is unlimited and free, but after the age of 26, the attendant will not receive the student status from social services, and state would not pay his health insurance if he continues studying. For private universities, a fee falls between €2,000 and €3,000, and for BSBA and MBA study programs between €3,000 and €10,000. Prestige and qualities of education and research of public and state universities is much higher than private ones. Private universities have undergone many scandals in recent years. For an example of a Czech public university governance, see Governance of Palacký University. History. The history of Czech education begins in 863 with invitation from Rastislav of Moravia to Cyril and Methodius to come to Great Moravia and serve liturgy in the Slavonic language. A big step in education happened the 7th of April 1348 when Charles IV founded the first university in the Central Europe. Second university in nowadays Czech Republic was established in 1576 in effort to counterweigh the influence of Protestants, who controlled the Prague University, and who constituted about 90% of country's population. Another enhancement of education was possible only after the Czechoslovak state was established, when a number of other universities were founded. For example, Masaryk University, the second largest university in Czech Republic. In the Enlightenment, the Habsburg Emperor Maria Theresa of Austria passed the law that every child between ages 6 to 12 is required to attend school. School year. The school year starts on the first weekday of September and ends on the last weekday of June. It is divided into 2 semesters with exams at the end of each. Usually, the first semester runs from 1.9 to 30.1, and the second from 1.2 to 30.6, separated by a one-day break and summer holidays. The actual dates, along with holidays and breaks, are announced by each school individually and may vary slightly. Holidays: Autumn holidays, 2 working days around independent Czechoslovak State Day, which is a public holiday. Christmas holidays, about 9 to 12 days. Mid-term break, 1-day holiday. Spring holidays, 1-week holiday with the date varying according to the district. Easter holidays, 3-day holiday. Labor Day, 1-day holiday. Liberation Day, 1-day holiday. Summer holidays, 62-day holiday. There is also Children's Day on the 1st of June, which is not considered a holiday, but children are usually taken on trips and other cultural activities. Education in the Czech Republic is free and compulsory from ages 6 to 15. In 1996, the gross primary enrollment rate was 104%, and in 1995, the net primary enrollment rate was 86.9%. Primary school attendance rates were unavailable for the Czech Republic. Degrees, preschools, primary, professional secondary schools, grammar schools, vocational schools and courses, universities. Education in the Czech Republic is free, but there are some exceptions like preschools which are paid by parents, though only the last year before entering elementary school is free. There is also a long-standing talk about paying fees for attending university. However, as education is free, parents only pay for textbooks, basic equipment and food if their child eats in a school cafeteria. The state pays health insurance for students up to 26 years of age. Primary schools. The primary school consists of 9 grades which are divided to 2 substages. First stage. The first stage contains first 5 years of education. Children are taught by only one teacher for all subjects. The subjects taught at this stage are Czech, first foreign language, mathematics, computer science. As of 2001. While enrollment rates indicate a level of commitment to education, they do not always reflect children's participation in school. Ethnic Roma children attend school less regularly and attend special schools for mentally disabled or socially maladjusted individuals. The Czech school system has 4